Now, for more on where the world stands on the issue of climate change and global warming, we're joined once again by Michael Novacek, Provost of Science at the American Museum of Natural History here in New York. Good to have you back.
Nice to be here again.
Let's take a step back. Where do we stand, and are we making any real headway when it comes to this issue of global warming?
Well, I think there's a lot of effort being made. There's effort being made in going to alternative energy in many countries. There's efforts being made to curb our emissions. How much result that has is another question. After all, we're already in the phase of global warming. The Earth's temperature has risen significantly in recent decades. So this is a big issue. And what the result will be, we'll have to see.
Well, let's talk about what has transpired in the past 2 days. The G-8 countries agreed yesterday to reduce the emissions of greenhouse gases by 80%, I believe by the year 2050. Can we wait that long?
Well, that's an aggressive proposal, obviously, to reduce anything by 80%. Sounds very significant. You're asking a good question, though. Is that timeline a little stretched out? I mean, a lot of proposals also include a certain goal by 2025, which to me sounds a little bit more important, so we know where we are in a very short time. We've got to work on this problem and work on it quickly.
And the other issue that came up was that there were a number of developing nations, I'm talking about China, I'm talking about India, that did not embrace this plan. So what are they balking at, and what are the implications because they do balk at it?
It's a complex sort of problem. First of all, I should say that some developing nations seem to be on board. They have fairly aggressive plans, like Mexico or Brazil or South Africa. But when you include China and India, you've got a more complex problem.
Yeah, massive countries.
Yeah, you've got massive countries with big economies that are growing that don't want those economies, which are revitalized, don't want them to be constrained. There's also a claim that, after all, the developed nations like the U.S. have a legacy of carbon emissions through pollutions, and so they're responsible for cleaning things up, basically. And finally, China and India might argue, well, on a per capita basis, on a per person basis, we have and we will produce much less carbon emissions than a country like the U.S.
But quickly, 20 seconds or less, if they don't buy into this, what are the implications for the environment?
This is a big problem because now developing nations produce more carbon in the atmosphere than developed countries, at least recently. And by 2025, for instance, it's predicted that they'll be responsible for 85% of all carbon emissions. So that's a serious issue.
Michael Novacek, thank you.
Great to be here.